the Rip Curl Rottnest Search, Stop 5 of the World Surf League Championship Tour. The road to crown the 2021 World Champions of Surfing began in Hawaii. With international travel restrictions due to the global pandemic, the WSL next announced an unprecedented 4 back-to-back events in Australia. Over 100 athletes and staff boarded a chartered flight in Los Angeles, and with the help from the local government, the plane landed in Sydney. Everyone completed a 14-day quarantine, and what has been dubbed the Aussie Quaddie began. After 3 massive contests attended by swarms of enthusiastic fans, we now enter the Search. The Search is more than just an event. It's an experience, going somewhere different, learning local culture, and exploring new waves. From Rottnest Island off the western Australian coast, this is the Rip Curl Rottnest Search. In the 1990s, professional surfing moved from crowded beaches with subpar waves to exotic locations with world-class surf. Created by Wayne Rabbit Bartholomew, the Dream Tour began.
We had all the locations happening at the right time of year, the best surfers in the best waves. That was real. You know, Chopu and Cloudbreak and J Bay and all the regular locations, and it was a great tour, but it was still a static tour.
In the mid-2000s, Rip Curl proposed a wandering CT format to add variety and an X factor to the world title chase.
Nothing gets any better than this.
Rip Curl is one of the original core surf brands, and one of their big marketing pushes through the early 90s, late 80s was the Search. It basically just tapped into the escapism that all surfers kind of chase.
And Francois Payot, who is our French founder, he said, I want to take the Search concept into the ASP realm. I want to make world tour events that chase swells, just like we chase that adventure, we chase culture.
The Search became an instant success, with iconic events held all over the globe. And in 2006, somewhere in Mexico, history was made.
I was hypnotised in there, it just kept going and going, and I was like, whoa, if I come out of this, it's going to be a real score. That was the best one I've ever had.
I think it was pretty much the best surf I've ever seen for an event.
It was here on the Search that Andy Irons displayed the type of surfing that made him an icon of the sport.
The best surfer is someone who can just go to a break that they just don't know about and just dominate, you know. That's what the Search is all about.
It was incredible. And Andy Irons won it, which was really fitting. He was the best surfer in the world at that stage.
The 2021 Championship Tour is composed of 8 events plus a single-day world title showdown for the final 5 men and women competitors, the Rip Curl WSL Finals.
The Rip Curl WSL Finals is the biggest change that we've seen to our crowning world champions process in the history of the sport.
The Rip Curl Rottnest Search marks the halfway point on the road to the WSL Finals. The current Final 5 consists of Jordy Smith, John Florence, and 3 Brazilians, led by 2-time world champion Gabriel Medina, who is also the defending champion of the Search.
I was 17 and I was just starting on tour. I wasn't expecting to win the event.
Medina, let's see what he has on the inside here.
Oh, beautiful. Front side air reverse, and he looks in the beach and says, you guys see that?
I had a quarterfinal against Kelly, man-on-man, and I beat him, which was a dream come true for me. The Search event, it's a special one, and everyone on the tour dreamed to win the Search event, so that was pretty special for me. I just want to send a message like, never let someone take your happiness away from you. That's the most valuable thing in the world. I'm so happy right now, and when you're happy, you can win in anything, so thanks guys.
He kind of revealed how this year he wasn't really sure what to do. He wasn't happy. He was going through something in his personal life, and now with his wife and the happiness he's found there, he decided to not only go on the road again, but turn in what's been his best result ever in the first half of his season.
Big frontside air reverse for Gabriel Medina. Shot for three, and he gets it.
This is unbelievable.
Gabriel Medina, another final back-to-back to kick off his 2021 World Title campaign.
Medina's always got a kind of combative approach to competitive surfing, but this year he seems much more focused on just surfing. As a result, he seems to have a more relaxed attitude when he rocks up to the events.
Gabriel Medina, triumphant at Narrabeen.
One of the best starts we've seen on tour.
I've been enjoying life, you know, just trying to make the most of it. Simple things, you know. And here I have my wife with me and just trying to have a good time and surf with happiness.
It's so cool for Medina to feel this positive reaction to who he is as a person. Being a pro surfer is amazing, but it also comes with a lot of criticism. He qualified at 17. He had to be a little guarded. He had to protect himself. Now that he's married, he's ready to share his story. People can now get to know him for who he is.
With the forecast for a solid Indian Ocean south swell on the way, 54 competitors are up long before dawn, and on a dark morning, the Rip Curl Rottnest search begins.
The search back on, it's been 10 years and put a great buzz for all the competitors to check out a new location. It's going to be fun watching all the surfers battle it out for the win here.
The person that can adapt the best to a new wave, to a new location, is really going to be the person that kind of shines.
You know, when you're at a new break, there's a lot of work to be done. It's good but challenging. So I like that. It keeps it intriguing and keeps it interesting.
Crisanto looked totally on.
He got about as much out of that wave as you could have.
Huge alley-oop from Gabriel Medina into a frontside air reverse to throw down.
Oh, Gabriel, back-to-back alley-oop to air rev, if you don't mind.
I think this is a good wave for goofy footers. Could be a little tricky on the backhand if you're not on the right wave.
I love the whole idea of a search event. There's just something so fun about the adventure and going to a new place and figuring it out. That's what surfing is about.
Michelle Perez dramatically shows us the potential of this newest championship tour wave.
I feel like home over here. It's weird, like I feel good, you know, finally I can feel the mana here. And next thing you know, like the waves turn on and the left is amazing.
Michelle Perez finds some cover here. Still rolling through this one.
What? Oh, Michelle Perez with a screamer of a tube to open proceedings.
As a rookie, Morgs has defeated John Florence twice.
Unbelievable start for Morgan there.
So who is Morgan Siblick? Find out next. The Rip Curl Rottnest search continues. WSL presents the Rip Curl Rottnest search.
Being here on Wodjuma is a really great experience because it is like a search. We're getting on these little buses or riding bikes across these new little tracks, and then you walk 500 meters across a bit of a sand dune.
The philosophy of Rip Curl's search event series is simple. New destinations, different cultures, and the unknown of the world's best surfers competing on a totally new wave.
I felt like I was in the endless summer too. You know, I'm walking over the dune and I didn't know what to expect. And then I walk over and there's just this perfect A-frame wave heeling across this reef. As a surfer, to find a little surprise or a new wave that you haven't surfed before, and it looks really fun. That's what it's all about.
The right is kind of more like mellow, so it can be like more rippable.
And then it's like a hollow kind of left that goes a little bit of cut back into a really shallow ledge.
I like that challenge. I think it's fun when like no one really has a local advantage or that kind of thing. You just have to go out there and figure the wave out and do your best.
just happy to be here and kind of surf the unknown. It's really cool to have something so new and be able to experience with everyone.
With equal events and prize money, the women's world title will be determined at the Rip Curl WSL Finals. Halfway through the 2021 season, Carissa Moore holds a commanding lead on the women's tour.
It's amazing to watch Carissa just pressing so hard.
Event winners Tatiana Weston-Webb, Caroline Marks, and Tyler Wright are also in the mix for the coveted Final 5 spots. As the early rounds begin, losses to several Final 5 contenders hit the headlines.
Tatiana Weston-Webb needs a 5.56 first turn with a lot of speed, and she wasn't able to control it. Tatiana Weston-Webb rarely falls this early in an event.
She never got going. From a big win to a 17th, as world number 2 is knocked out. I mean, clear biggest upset of the event so far.
I just can't believe it. Surfing is there.
Tatiana Weston-Webb, Caroline Marks, and 7-time world champion Stephanie Gilmore are all eliminated.
She was on her way to a huge number then if she just finished that turn. It's looking like Steph's waved the white weddie.
Carissa Moore continues her dominating form. Each heat win keeps her comfortably atop the Final 5.
Carissa Moore's finding some nice flow on the backhand.
Sally Fitzgibbons embraces the thrill of the search and is in her best form this year.
She's a veteran, still picking up new skill sets on tour.
Hailing from Reunion Island, site of the first search event, Joanne DeFay shows off her incredible backside surfing.
DeFay loves the left. DeFay looking incredibly strong, showcasing her power.
I hope here I can manage to get the good rhythm in my head and get some good left too.
I'm Morgan Siblick, I'm 21 years old. I'm a bit of a nomad, but I'm in Merriweather Board Riders.
What do you bleed, mate? Black and blue, baby.
Morgan Siblick entered the 2021 Championship Tour as the last qualifier and least known surfer in the field. However, this quiet rookie has made a loud impression on the surfing world.
My first contest was a little contest in Byron Bay when I was 12. They were my first events ever, and I lost all of them.
So who is the confident kid we call Morgs?
Morgan Siblick just has arrived, and you know what? We didn't see him coming at all. I think everyone underestimated him.
When I was really little, I used to love Joel and Mick. I liked their flow and power and speed. Kind of that's where I based my surfing off. And I had a little book that Mick Fanning wrote. I forget what it was called, but it was for kids. So it was easy to read. And I remember that's how I learned how to do a bottom turn, was reading that book, which is pretty cool.
Morgan, you're still dreaming. Wake up.
I feel like nobody really still knew who I was until that postcards came out.
Were the paparazzi following you around yet?
Yeah, it's pretty intense. All at my doorstep. It was just fun, making all the little acting parts. It was pretty funny.
Hello.
Yo, Mick. It's Morgs.
Who?
You know, Morgo. Morgster. Morgmeister.
I delete Instagram most of the time during events. I think it's good just to delete it and free up your mind. My coach Bottle kind of got us onto it.
Deep down, he's just got drive. He's a unique character. When somebody beats him or gets under his grill, it actually motivates him and he just wants to beat him so bad.
Siblick, he has been on an incredible roll, and can he continue it? Stand up.
My mum sent me a stab article. It was how to beat John Florence, and she said, here you go, mate. Read this. Good luck.
And Morgan, just that huge backhand jam. And this one is going to come to a close. And Morgan Siblick's head-to-head record with John Florence is going to be 2-zip.
In Hawaii, I got talking to Gabby, and he kind of told me how hard he trained and how he just surfs really hard and feels so much better when he's surfing after he's trained. And I haven't beaten Gabby yet though. So he's not told me all his secrets.
And he gets the number he needs, 5.70. Morgan moves into the lead.
I remember I said to Bottle, my goal is just to re-qualify. And he's just like, nah, mate, that's not your goal. Your goal is to get top 10. The final five's kind of in my reach, which is a massive surprise to me. So I guess we're aiming for that now.
What is left for you to achieve at this point in your career?
No, nothing. I've done it all now.
Morgan Siblick began the Rottnest search with a very rookie priority mistake.
Morgan Siblick and David Silva just getting a little tangled up there, trying to force the issue on the left-handed.
Forced to the elimination round, he fought his way into the round of 32. Up next, can Morgs weather the Brazilian storm?
This is the clutch ride here for Morgan.
From Rottnest Island, known to its indigenous people as Wajamup, off the coast of Western Australia, this is WSL Presents, the Rip Curl Rottnest Search.
Wajamup Island is the original name for Rottnest Island, and it means place across the water where the spirits are.
Kaya, and good morning. Welcome to Wajamup.
The Brazilian Storm. You love them for winning or hate them for winning. Either way, fans today agree that the nation of Brazil has injected a very positive influence on professional surfing.
Fireworks from Felipe Toledo. The crowd are absolutely loving it.
Brazilian surfers are the most dominant force in professional surfing at the moment. With their progression, with their ability to surf with their foot to the floor constantly, you know, that's something a lot of championship tour surfers are still trying to figure out.
Tatiana Weston-Webb is inspiring an entire generation of young women in South America.
Tatiana Weston-Webb is your most mobile Margaret Pro champion.
Felipe Toledo and Iago Dora are expanding the realm of aerial surfing.
It's amazing to be a part of it. Brazil has been taking everything the last couple of years.
And the popularity of world champs Medina, Ferreira, and De Souza have dramatically grown the WSL fan base.
It's an incredible feeling, and I'm the top of the world.
So why is this eclectic group of friends from Brazil so successful?
You know, they work together, they're a squad, they have each other's backs. Even when one title contender loses out, his rival is still there cheering him on and cheering on other surfers still alive in the mix. So it's a special group of surfers. On the men's side, it's unbelievable. You know, Medina, Italo, Felipe Toledo, they are just on another planet at the moment. I think Medina and Italo in particular are a cut above everyone else.
A moment for a country, I feel like, and you can feel it in the crowd. They're proud to be Brazilian. They're proud to have a champion.
Talk to me about these matchups you're having with Gabriel. They must be fun to be a part of.
Yeah, this guy's a machine, you know, and he pushed me a lot.
Wearing number 10 on his back for a reason, Gabriel Medina is the unofficial captain of the Brazilian Storm. He has the most CT wins in the last decade, 2 world titles, and is the current rankings leader. Looking for more, number 10 takes on Owen Wright.
These two have had some pretty incredible battles. 5-4 Medina's favor in all their career heats that they've had on tour together.
Well, that's a true rivalry.
Medina under priority will roll in here. Here comes the ramp. With such a quick spin. Nice carve off the top. Medina with an alley-oop to tail slide combination.
So Owen Wright looking for something big on the inside as the wave stands up on that inside reef.
Both trying to control the beginning of the heat. Owen knows that he can't afford any mistakes against a guy like Medina. Medina up again. that is a true full rotation. He is feeling it.
Yeah, well, again, he just shows how dangerous he is under priority. You know he's going to go for something big, and Medina is on fire.
An 8.33. Huge lead now over Owen Wright. Owen needs a 10. Snap to slide. Real creative start for Owen. Owen winding up for a big full rotation. Falls in the flats. Gabriel Medina once again moves on to the quarterfinals.
Yeah, Owen is a great friend, and he's a great competitor, and feels good to make that heat. You know, I knew it was gonna be a hard one because he can get any score, you know, and so he's really good. So yeah, it feels good to make through.
Iago Dora is the most underrated Brazilian on tour. His above-the-lip game is radical, and his open-face surfing is punk rock. Iago has yet to really show his true capacity on the championship tour. However, this heat reveals his bright future.
The first head-to-head heat we've seen between these two competitors, Conor O'Leary with the big turns. Iago Dora has been one of the stars of the Australian League so far. So here we go, Iago up. Nice sequence of turns, a lofty reverse on the end of this ride.
That had everything. That was an excellent ride. That had the variety, it had the flow. Gets a little bit more inverted on that final air. That's a high-risk turn. Wow, this is a huge score, 9.10.
Already putting the heat on O'Leary.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a mental kick in the guts for Conor O'Leary at this point in the heat.
Iago Dora loading up for another one of these full rotations.
Wow, that was just magical hovercraft up there.
So clean.
And this guy's brought it all.
The panel absolutely eating up what Dora is throwing at them at the moment. 9.57. Yeah, Conor's got to start to really throw some risk at us and the panel, because at the moment, even though he's doing clean surfing, it's just not enough. Well, that is a massive two-wave total, 18.67. The best performance we've seen in the contest so far.
Yeah, that was probably, for sure, my best heat on the CT so far. I think it got close to what like my 100%. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that one.
To the barrel again, Sally Fitzgibbons tucking in.
Getting barreled at Strickos is not just for the men. Coming up, Sally Fitzgibbons shows us women know all about finding the shade. Women's quarterfinals hit the water when WSL presents the Rip Curl Rottnest Search continues. WSL presents the Rip Curl Rottnest Search. The Search is a roving championship tour event that seeks out a unique location each year to add variety to the WSL's world title race. Here on Rottnest Island, Strickland Bay makes its CT debut, and as we move into the quarterfinals, the world's best continue to prove themselves on this challenging wave.
Coming up next, we've got the women's quarterfinals.
Rankings leader Carissa Moore set the benchmark for the women with a near-perfect ride, and she advances to the semifinals.
It felt good, but I wasn't sure what I was gonna get, so when I heard the 9, I was like, oh, that's nice.
Tyler Wright is back in winning form, and the Australian will surf in the semis for her best result since her historic win earlier this year at Pipeline. Joanne DeFay loves to go left, and her powerful backhand surfing earns her a win on the fast-running walls here at Strickos.
You just can't deny the placement of these turns and the flow in which Joanne surfs.
So there's actually a bomb coming through now, Joey, and Sally's paddling in.
Sally Fitzgibbons finds the most dynamic wave of the quarterfinals.
Sally Fitzgibbons tucking in, back wow.
Sally Fitzgibbons is one of the best barrel riders on the women's CT. From Karamis to Pipeline, Sal has been refining her stylish tube riding and evolving her competitive talent.
Looking to set up a barrel, and Sally tucks in, threading this one nicely, styles her way onto the outside.
A member of the Australian Olympic team, Fitzgibbons has dedicated her life to athleticism.
I think it was the age of about 8 years old when I decided
I was going to be a world champion or an Olympic gold medalist. And it didn't matter what sport, I wanted to be this athlete. And so I just went about trying every single sport I could.
Winning the bronze medal from Ferreira, Fitzgibbons.
I think all those different sports just attributed into the athlete I am. You know, I never guessed that I would gravitate towards surfing, but I guess in a way it must have just picked me.
Sally Fitzgibbons is the most driven young woman you've ever met. She's training at 4 o'clock in the morning, surfing all day, training again.
She gets me up before light every day. You know, there's no coasting or cruising. It's all about Sally becoming the best surfer she can be.
You feel like you just head down training for this sport and trying to get the best at it. But for me, it's like you're training and learning these things for life. Surfing's just that vehicle.
It's not necessarily about the winning. There's other goals. She does a lot of work outside of the sport.
That's what I want to leave with people, is that little seed of inspiration to go out and create their best selves.
Your champion at the Drugaware Margaret River Pro is Sally Fitzgibbons.
I really believe that my goal is possible to attain a world title, and you know, however long it takes, I just have that patience and calm and feel that I've developed the mindset that can now take me there.
Back at the Rottnest Search, the men's quarterfinals hit the water, and rookie Morgan Siblick looks to continue his run of upsets over veteran Julian Wilson.
Siblick hard off the bottom, crushing that first section. Didn't hesitate in the most critical part of the wave.
Morgan Siblick through the semis.
Liam O'Brien enters the Rottnest Search as a wild card, meaning he is below the top 34 and not a qualified CT competitor. The ultimate underdog facing the world's best.
The most successful wild card in 2021. It's a kid named Liam O'Brien.
Pretty weird to be in a CT semi. Yeah, it doesn't even feel real, to be honest.
Medina is yet again unstoppable, and the rankings leader continues to prove that he is the best surfer in the world.
Floating up the speed, widens that stance, goes for the oop, and has so much speed as he hammers down the line, now on the back foot, and finishes with a float on the inside.
Italo Ferreira versus Iago Dora is always going to be the biggest display of aerial surfing in a heat.
Big section coming his way, takes to the sky.
6 foot above the lip.
Super inverted.
Travelling.
So much speed, hammering down the line, goes for the big rotation. He'll stick it.
Reigning world champ Ferreira gets the win here, and Dora exits with a 5th place result. However, Iago's overall performance will go down as one of the best here at the Rottnest Search. With a couple days off before a looming big swell, it's time to live the search and explore the beautiful Indian Ocean waters surrounding this island paradise.
It's been so good to have a lay day and gone for a bit of exploration around Rottnest. It's been like focus from the day we got to Rottnest, just trying to get used to the wave, and now it's good to have a day off where we can relax, switch off and recharge.
I said stingray, Dad.
Where? Oh my gosh. This is good because you kind of relax from your work and you get out of that headspace of competition.
Today's as epic as it gets. We picked up some cray pots.
Mate, one of those crays that old mate put out of the box was huge.
Best Australian jumbo.
I've never seen anything like it. I was tripping, and I'm actually super excited to eat one and see how it tastes because they're going to be as fresh as it gets.
Yeah, on the search for a good feed.
Really enjoy these types of days. I'm getting better at that, switching on, switching off.
Up next, finals day is called on, and the biggest swell of the event rolls into Strickland Bay.
Wow, there's the money turn.
The rookie goes up into the pocket.
Here goes Gabriel.
Through to the inside.
WSL presents the Rip Curl Rottnest Search continues. Welcome back to Western Australia. This is the Rip Curl Rottnest Search. The search is in every surfer's DNA. That excitement of discovery, the unknown, and the journey along the way. Today our search begins long before dawn. 4 men and 4 women remain in contention, and with the anticipation of a big swell, the crew makes the trek to Strickland Bay.
8 surfers remaining. We'll be deciding our champions here on finals day.
Yeah, it's finals day. Last day of the Australian leg here, the Rip Curl Rottnest search. You know, this is the biggest day we've had so far. Probably well overhead. I think we're going to have some sizey sets and some really big performances.
Sally versus Tyler in this first semifinal, and it's a big one for Sally. Looking for her first win of the season. Tyler trying to get a final again.
Finals day is called on, and the women's semifinals are the first to hit the water.
The first wave of finals day, it'll go to Sally Fitzgibbons. Starting off with a backhand carve, meeting that end section, a challenging one to ride away from. Tyler trying to find something to work with. Not looking like that comfortable Tyler Wright that we're used to. Nice clean snap for Sal. Beautiful frontside jam. Tough one for Tyler.
Yeah, it's just one of those sessions where everything's going wrong.
Beautiful hack for Fitzgibbons. See that wave breathe with all that backwash, and an aggressive backhand float in the flats. Sally Fitzgibbons goes for it on the finish.
Last score for Sally, the first excellent wave of the day, a 9.1.
Fitzgibbons continues to drop scores in the excellent range, and her 9.10 ride earns her the first spot in the Rottnest Search Finals.
Oh, it's so cool to hear that feedback of some high scores. Obviously, we're always in search of that. But yeah, especially towards, you know, finals day, you want to keep ramping it up. So it means I'm on the right track. So a couple more of those and we'll be good.
World number 1, Carissa Moore. She's got to deal with Joanne Defay, number 7 in the world.
Carissa Moore and Joanne Defay are 2 of the strongest backhand surfers on tour. In a showdown of left-handers, they face off in semifinal 2.
And looks like Defay will find some room to move here. Set up snap on the backhand. Defay times the finish well. Carissa Moore on a solid one. Finding the lip there, a lot of water moving off the tail. Nice vertical as well. So 3 moves, and now Defay heading that same direction.
Yeah, it looks like a slightly bigger wave for Defay. Whoa, that's a telling move, yeah, and she's happy. She likes that last one. That was slick.
Joanne's had a lot better end section, so the girls are going to get rewarded if they go big on that end section. That's what the judges are looking for.
Last of black was an 8.83.
That is a monster score.
Here's Carissa Moore, needs an 8.18.
Big opening turn. Bit of a fluffy face here, nice setup move here, and she gets around that section for the finishing move.
Scores coming through, and it's a 7.5.
Just beyond her reach on that one.
We lose our world champs from the draw in the first 2 heats of the morning with Carissa and Tyler Wright out of the contest.
Carissa was definitely the one to beat here, I feel like, because she had some really high score during the comp. I'm really happy about this one and to the next one.
The women's final is set. Joanne Defay versus Sally Fitzgibbons. Both will be surfing for their first win of the year. Liam O'Brien is a qualifying series surfer who got the call up to compete here on the Search as a wild card.
He belongs here. There's no doubt about it. Like the 3 of these boys, Maddie, Morgan, and Liam, they travel together on the QS, and they just, you know, fueled the fire between them. And you see he's surfing; it's just so polished, smooth, and I'm just stoked that he's getting the opportunity to showcase it to the world.
O'Brien began by ousting Jeremy Flores, continued with a big upset against Felipe Toledo.
That was probably the biggest heat win of his entire life, and just completely rattling everything that we know about the leaderboard.
And has fought his way into the semifinals.
I mean, I've grown up watching all these guys surf, so it's a bit surreal to be here and to surf heats at this level. But it's really cool. It's every heat I'm learning so much, and to get a taste for it now is unreal.
Now with a dream matchup against his good friend, the wild card takes on the rookie.
This is going to be a lot of fun. Morgan Siblick taking on Liam O'Brien, the wild card. Both surfers looking to crack their first championship tour final, both in the same camp, working with the same coach.
Both of these guys have been working with for a long time now, and both of them to have their first opportunity to compete in a World Tour final is a bit of a fairy tale.
Morgan just slicing off the top there.
Little backhand blast there. Gets some release in the tail, doesn't finish this one off. Liam O'Brien, the wild card, opting for the forehand on this ride.
Just hammers that final section there on the right.
Morgan Siblick still hammering away on the backhand.
Jams it under the pocket. Oh, so much speed through those first two turns. Advantage Morgan here.
On the outside,
wow.
The wild card, Liam O'Brien gets his opportunity, drives up into the first section, needs a 6.08.
He sort of steered out of it, didn't he?
He did, and as a result, the score didn't come through. So we say goodbye to the wild card. Morgan Siblick, his magic run continues.
Yeah, stoked for Morgs. He's been ripping this whole leg, and he's into the final. It's pretty epic. So, and yeah, it was pretty cool to share a heat with him at a CT level. It's pretty unreal.
I'm psyched with that one. It was a pretty scrappy heat between me and Lob. Hopefully I can put a few together in the final, and yeah, we'll see. Ready to rumble.
We'll get set for the show. The world champs will fight it out in semi-2. The winner will take on Morgan Siblick in the final.
Gabriel Medina versus Italo Ferreira. Two-time world champ versus current world champ. This continues to be the biggest match of recent years.
Italo's up at the moment in attack mode. But that's the attack that we've come to expect from the 2019 world champ. As Medina loads up.
Just jams that huge foamy section there and just so tight in the pocket as that thing bowls out.
But a 6.17 for Italo for that last ride. Medina dropping an 8.5.
This is like Tyson versus Ali.
We see Italo up again. Oh. A quick rotation, but doesn't ride out. Yeah, it's Medina to set up this first section, and he absolutely blows that first pocket apart, but overextends on the second turn and goes down. Yeah, swinging without priority, drives up into the first section, goes the reverse, gets the completion, and he'll try and add some extra points on the inside here, hammers the end section as the clock winds down. Gabriel Medina edges ahead of the 2019 world champion.
The finals are set. Sally Fitzgibbons versus Joanne Defay, followed by a showdown between Morgan Siblick and Gabriel Medina.
Well, 1 minute to go.
The trophies are on the sand. Who will be spinning the globe at the end of the event? WSL presents the Rip Curl Rottnest search continues. WSL presents the Rip Curl Rottnest search continues. The Search is a championship tour event with a worldwide license that moves every year. And the story goes,
whoever wins gets to spin it, put your finger on it, and then who knows where we'll end up next year with the Search.
It is fitting that this wandering contest features this iconic trophy.
I think it's one of my favorite trophies I have because I won one in San Francisco. The Search event, it's a special one, and everyone on the tour dream to win the Search event.
It's this one event that you own, and you'll always be the champion of that location. You're watching Finals Day here at the Rip Curl Rottnest Search. Sally Fitzgibbons in the final with Joanne Defay.
With a cool trophy and 10,000 points on the line, the road to the Rip Curl WSL Finals is about to hit the fast lane for Sally Fitzgibbons and Joanne Defay. A victory here will elevate the winner into the Final Five.
Accomplishing the first wave is Fitzgibbons on the left. Nice quick carve under the lip on a solid left-hander here at Strickland Bay.
Joanne Defay, she really goes to town on this one, and she gets those final moves. As we see Sally's just got the lion's share of these waves. Her wave selection has been extraordinary.
Joanne Defay looking for an 8.02. So far, so good for Defay. Big section. And she was certainly swinging for not just an 8, maybe a 10 on her backhand.
Here goes Sally in reply.
Drills that first section.
Yes, Sal. The scores are in. Joanne Defay, your last wave was a 4. Doesn't change the situation. Sally Fitzgibbons, you've won the Rip Curl Rottnest Search.
Sally Fitzgibbons, Rip Curl Rottnest Search champion. How's it feel? I'm just exhausted. I gave it everything. Joey here, she's surfing so good, and right until the last one, I thought she might have had it, so I just, yeah, went for it on the last one. Oh, it feels so good to be back in that winner's circle.
Sally Fitzgibbons, your Rip Curl Rottnest Search champion, and now you're #2 in the world.
Men's final, Morgan Siblick and Gabriel Medina up next.
Morgan Siblick, a 21-year-old rookie, is about to surf his first championship tour final. Gabriel Medina has 17 CT event wins in the last decade, the most on tour. Can Morgs pull off another wild upset, or will Medina take home his second globe? The men's final starts now.
Gabriel Medina, though, he's going to take the first ride of this final. Medina takes to the sky. Wow. And just went for the kill straight away.
Here goes Gabriel.
Without priority, big floater to start things off. Into the pocket. Swift, layback jam.
Gabriel does well. That's some better surfing from him.
This is where Morgan needs to strike. The rookie goes up into the pocket. Huge vertical jam to get started. Transitions into a backhand carve. Needs to really max out the points on offer here. Can he hang on for the finish? He's doing extremely well, but there is a lot to deal with there. It's the highest of the heat so far, 7.27. And getting the better of Medina on that exchange. Medina still has a power that the youngster doesn't have just yet, and he puts it on show for us there. The wave starts to bowl out and somehow gets on top of that section for a third maneuver. 8.5 on the last ride. This one has come to a close. Gabriel Medina, the winner of the Rip Curl Rottnest Surge, presented by Corona.
Feels good to be surfing the way I like, you know. I feel comfortable out there and just to enjoy every moment. Yeah, I'm blessed to have this kind of waves on tour, and I'm so happy, man.
Your champion of the Rip Curl Rottnest Search, Gabriel Medina and Sally Fitzgibbons.
Gabriel Medina and Sally Fitzgibbons will forever be the champions of this one-off Rip Curl Search event.
Once again, I'm here, you know, with this amazing trophy, so it means a lot to me.
Incredibly special because it is a search event. We may or may not ever step foot back on this beach, and it's really cool to spin the globe.
With some stylish new hardware, the two smiling winners will be spinning the globe and dreaming of their next search destination. The Rottnest Search is stop 5 of 8 on the road to the Rip Curl WSL Finals, where the final 5 men and women will surf in a dramatic one-day world title deciding event.
The whole goal with the new Rip Curl WSL Finals is to have our informed surfers, the world title contenders, actually surfing against one another and not necessarily losing out to lower seeds in slow heats at the start of a contest. That's what we want to see.
The biggest mover on the women's leaderboard is Sally Fitzgibbons, who jumps into the second spot of the final 5 behind Carissa Moore, who retains a commanding lead on the women's tour. On the men's side, Morgan Siblick climbs into the 5th spot, continuing his dominance over John Florence, who is injured and now falls out of the final 5. Medina continues to dominate the 2021 championship tour.
Surfer, are you ready?
From the Search to the Stoke Machine, the road to the WSL Finals travels to the famed WSL Surf Ranch, the permanent home of Kelly Slater's search to create the perfect wave.
That was one of the deepest tubes we've seen of the day, and he's still in the tube.
For all information on the WSL Finals, and upcoming championship tour events, log on to worldsurfleague.com. We will see you next at the Jeep Surf Ranch Pro in California. Thanks for watching WSL Presents.